Hello, everyone. Beautiful souls. We have a group here live, a beautiful group of faces. Thank you for sharing your camera. And I love to seeing all of you. And all those who don't have the camera, that's okay too. I'm Pooja Mahtani, and today we are going to do an Akasha Codes healing. So some of you have been following me and know what I do. For those who don't, I have a lot of certification and titles. I'm a Reiki master. I'm an Akashic Records master. I'm a psychic. I'm a medium. I'm a life coach. I have a lot of titles. But what I like to call myself is soul activator. So my goal is always whatever, no matter the methodologies I use or the tools I use or the knowledge and the certifications I use, I want to, whenever I interact with someone, either be in a social aspect or either in a healing, I want to activate something in your soul that sparks curiosity, that sparks a passion about something. And it could be anything, like it could be from having more freedom in life, having more time with your family, it could be to a career change, it could be anything. But what I like to do is spark some curiosity of like knowing that there's something out there and that you can achieve everything you want. Some of you know my story. I come from corporate. I was a computer engineer. I am a computer engineer, and over 20 years in corporate jobs in businesses and companies, small and big, internationally. But there was something missing in my life, even though I use my career as a customer support because I love the interactions with the customers. I love helping them. I love finding what the problems were and how we could make their lives easier. I knew there was something else in a different realm that I wanted to do. I discovered the Akashic Records about almost 5 years ago, and it changed my life. I changed completely my life, and my passion is to share that with everyone I can, either through this free Akasha Codes healing, where we mix a bit of the Akashic Records reading, and also energy healing. And then I also like to mix it with all the knowledge I've accumulated during during the years of my life. I mix that. I do sometimes I do one-on-one sessions that are more specific to the person we are working with in the collective, like today. The messages will be for the group. So some messages will resonate for you, some messages might not resonate with you, and that's completely okay, right? I'm tapping into the collective, the ones that are live here, or the ones who are going to listen to the recording in the future. So some of the messages won't be for you. So take what it resonates. If something you're like, that's not for me, okay, maybe there's something for someone else. I'll explain at the end some of the offerings I have for the new year, but I don't want to take much time right now because I know everyone is excited about the healing. So we are going to go to it. So I'll tell you a bit about the journey we're going to take today, and I'm very excited, and my team of light is very excited. So what is the team of light? Let's start with that. During the healing session, I will talk about my team of light, your spirit team. And the team of light is those beings, spirits, energies that you believe in, that you look upon, right? Like that you're inspired by. And it could be religious, it could be not. It could be eclectic, like mine. My team of light is very eclectic. I grew up Hindu. I went to a Catholic school. I've been learning about different religions. So my team of light is very eclectic, and they will come through the sessions. And your team of light might be also very eclectic, or maybe very one culture, one religion. It doesn't matter. It's the beings that you are inspired by, even if you don't know them, right? Like sometimes we have not met our grandparents or our great grandparents, but we hear stories. Those are our ancestors, also a part of our team of light. Maybe they are beings of, like, my mom believed in this God, so I have a special affinity to that God. So that's your team of light. So when I start the healing session, I always call my team of light to allow me to be a channel. This is not my healing. I'm not doing anything. I'm just being a channel to translate what they're communicating to me, to do the healing that they are transmitting through me, to give the messages that they are showing me. Everyone can connect with the team of light. And that's my goal for 2025, for everyone to know that you don't need me. You don't need a medium or a psychic. And we'll have different offerings and free things and some cost paying, but like my goal for 2025 is for everyone to know that you can do what I'm doing today and that you can connect with your team of light. And I call my team of light and I say, let me be a channel. Let me not be like, do not let my experience interfere with the messages that everyone needs to hear. And then I call upon the team of light of each of you, those who are going to listen to this recording, live or not, their team come. So I start tapping into it a few hours ago, and they're very excited. So we are going to go through it. At the end, when we finish, I will be here for questions and answers. If anyone has any questions or anything you need, or you can message me. You will receive an email either later today or tomorrow with the recording. You can share it with anyone you want. The more they listen to this, the better. I'm here for service. So feel free to share with anyone. So let's start. So I want you to first take a few deep breaths at your own rhythm. We're just going to come to the present time, leaving behind anything we were doing before the call. Leaving aside anything we're going to do after this call. I know we have an international crowd, so maybe you still have the full day ahead of you. Maybe you just have a few hours. But for this moment that we're going to be together, we're going to be fully present, just so you can absorb as much of the healing, of the energy, of the messages that you are ready to receive. We have a lot of chakras, and the chakras are points of energy in our body. We have 7 main chakras, but actually we have hundreds of chakras in our body, in our aura. So I'm going to be going through parts of your body and explain to you what we're doing in each of them. I talk a lot, so I hope that's okay, but I like to share everything that your team, that my team is sharing, so you can get all the juicy messages. So first we are going to connect with our root chakra. So our root chakra is at the bottom of our tailbone, forward for the women. And even if you don't know exactly the point in your body, doesn't matter. Your conscious, your energy is intelligent. And when we say the root chakra, we're focusing on it, we are opening it up, it will open up. Even if you cannot visualize it, even if you're not certain where in your body is. So imagine the root chakra opening up, and you can see it as a flower blooming. You can see it as the lens of a camera opening up, or just as a point of light and opening up. Through this root chakra, light is coming out. And I want you to imagine roots coming out from the center of the chakra, like the roots of a tree. And they're passing through your clothes, they're passing through wherever you're sitting, your chair, your bed, the floor. They're going within the floor, and then going through all the layers of the building where you are, connecting to Mother Earth, entering Mother Earth with permission, thanking Mother Earth for sustaining us, for giving us life, and passing through all the layers of Mother Earth until it reaches the center of Mother Earth. At the center, the core of Mother Earth is a ball of fire. And we are going to connect our roots that came out from our root chakra into this nucleus, into this core of Mother Earth. We are going to kind of anchor it. And through these roots, we are going to allow our body, our physical body, mental body, energetic body, spiritual body, emotional body, to release anything that no longer serves us. And when I say it no longer serves you, it doesn't mean that it's bad. There's no good or bad. Those are labels we put. It's all that you are ready to release that is not going to serve you for the future. They're showing me a mom with a child, a toddler. A toddler, we tell them, a 2, 3 year old, we tell them, stay with us. Don't go anywhere. Hold our hand. Don't talk to strangers. Don't take anything from strangers. But when this child grows older, when they're 12, 13, we encourage them to talk to other people, our friends, make new friends. We encourage it. It doesn't mean that the rule we put to that toddler or that belief we put to the toddler that stranger danger, or strangers that we don't know are not safe, doesn't mean that that rule was false or it was wrong. It was right at that time for that child, for the maturity and the conscious level of that child. As that child grows older, the beliefs change, our rules change. Same is with us. We might be carrying beliefs that our parents told us when we were growing up, but our parents wouldn't tell us anymore, maybe at this age or at this conscious level, at this maturity level. Or a teacher told us something, and we sometimes hold on to those beliefs. They told me I'm shy, so I must be shy. They told me I'm an introvert. Well, you can change. You can change, you can grow, you can mature, you can transform. That's completely okay. It doesn't matter that those things that they told you were wrong, maybe they were right at that time, but now you don't no longer need to carry it. Maybe it's words that hurt you in the past, maybe it's relationships that hurt you, that you have some emotional attachment. Maybe we are ready to release it and let it go. We're closing now 2024, although I know energetically the year doesn't end in December 31st, right? Like we have different years, depending on your culture and your beliefs. But there is something about the world thinking the physical year. In December, we close a lot of chapters. Why don't we let go of those chapters that we're ready to let go so we can start 2025 with the new energy, with the new set of beliefs? Or maybe you don't even know what you want to substitute it with, but we are creating the space to fill up our cup. So some of the things that we're releasing through the root chakra, we might be conscious about, we might know what we are actively releasing, but some of the things we might not. We'll be unconscious, and maybe in a week or in a month, you'll be like, I haven't thought about this, or I haven't heard from this person. Maybe you released it during this session. And we are going to allow our team, our guides, your higher self. Your higher self is you, is the highest form of you, the one who has all the knowledge of everything that has happened to you in the past and all the probabilities of what could happen in the future. Is the highest version of yourself. We're going to let them continue releasing all those things so that we are ready to release, knowingly or unknowingly. Now I want you to focus on the bottom of your feet. We have, again, chakra points all around our body. And we are going to open these chakras at the center of your feet, allowing light to come out. And then from the center, again, roots are going to come out, like the roots of a tree, passing through this floor, passing through all the layers of the building that you are in, connecting to Mother Earth, going through all the crosses of Mother Earth, and connecting to the core of Mother Earth. But through these channels, we're going to absorb renewed energy. So energy is not destroyed. When we are releasing Mother Earth, this core of this ball of fire is burning and renewing the energy. So through our feet, through the channels that we created through our feet, we are going to absorb this energy coming up from these roots, up, through your feet, going up through the side channels of your legs, going up until it connects to your root chakra. creating a cycle of releasing and absorbing new energy. We are going to allow this energy through our legs pass and clear anything that needs to be clear as the energy is coming up. And our legs, our feet indicate how we move forward. And this session today is all about moving forward, all about leaving behind things, releasing things, but also gaining the momentum to move forward. You might feel tingling sensation, you might feel heat or cold, or maybe you don't feel anything. Anything is correct. We all receive energy in different ways. And as this energy is passing through the bottom of our body, we're going to now focus on the crown chakra. The crown chakra is like an inch above our head in the center where you would wear a crown. And we're going to allow this chakra to open up. Again, you can see it as a flower blooming, as the lens of a camera opening up, or just a point of light opening up. And as it opens up, we are going to receive, we are going to ask your team of light, your spirit beings, the universe, God, whoever you want to call upon. All of this, your spirit team, your team of light, the universe, God, however name you want to call God, is all the same energy. There's different frequencies of energy, but they are all the same energy. And today we are calling upon only those energies that are here for your highest and best. They're here to help you clear, that help you give clarity, that help you heal. So you can call it whatever you feel more comfortable. I'll call it divine energy, team of light, universe. And we are going to call upon them to send us wisdom, to send us knowledge, to send us all those clearing messages that we need to receive, all that guidance that we need to receive. They're also sending unconditional love. Sometimes we might feel lonely, or we might feel like we need a hug, and they're sending you that beautiful hug. Remember, they're here for your highest and best. They want you to be happy. They want you to feel fulfilled. It won't be perfect. Like life won't get perfect when you connect with your team of light. Sometimes it even gets rough because they need to declutter, right? When you have your house and you're doing a deep cleaning, your house might look rough for a bit before it gets better. Same thing with our lives. When we connect with the divine, we connect with the team of light, with the Akashic records, your life might go through abrupt times. But overall, you will have this sense of peace and trust that all is happening for a reason. So they're not promising a smooth life, they're promising a peaceful soul, a peaceful mind. Overall, right? Like we might have moments where we are very tensed up and stressed, and that's okay. But overall, you will have this energy of being loved and supported. No matter your situation, and for everyone, the situation will be different. So we are going to let this beam of light come from the universe with all the love, with all the wisdom, with all the knowledge. And let this beam of light come through our crown chakra and just fill us up with that energy. It's like flooding of light through all our body. So you might feel it in your forehead, in your eyes, in your cheeks, in your ears, all over your head, maybe even in your hair, your nose, your lips, your chin, your throat, your shoulders, going down through your arms. We're going to let this energy flow through our arms and come out from the center chakras of our palm of our hands. And let this energy flow out. As we receive, we are giving to the world. Going back to our shoulders, flooding our heart, our soul, our chest, our lungs. For some of you, they're expanding the lungs, like they're reminding you to take moments to breathe deeply. Or maybe you're having some, like a cold or something that is contracting your lungs. So they're sending healing energy to expand those lungs. So take a few moments now to take deep breaths, absorbing this energy from the universe. And then for if any of you have like congested lungs or chest, or feeling like a cold is coming up, drinking warm water, like in a tea, or just they're saying not hot, completely hot. Let it cool down to be warm enough so it warms up your chest, but not completely hot, to let it be absorbed by your cells. That's going to be good for you. The image that's showing me is my mom and in Indian culture, and I think a lot of Hispanic also, they do, Latinos, they do Vicks Vaporub, and they're showing putting it in your chest. So that's a message for someone to that. It feels comforting, it feels like home, but also will help your system. I can smell the fragrance now, right now. We're going to continue through all our cells, all our organs, every organ of our body. Let it beam with this flood of light. They're showing me kidneys, especially the right kidney. For someone, drinking a lot of water will be good. And I know when it's cold, you feel like drinking less water because you don't feel thirsty, but continue drinking water. Again, warm water could be a good way to feel like drinking more water instead of room temperature or cold water. But it's very important to detox your kidney. Um, and if you are having a lot of pain, please make sure to go to the doctor. Nothing serious, could be kidney stones, but they are showing me sometimes we think it will go away. And many moms and women, they do that, like it will go away. Why bother going to the doctor? I've had this pain before, but they're saying if you have the pain, it doesn't go, go to the doctor. Medical attention is sometimes easier, right? Like they might give you something very easy to take and it relieves you. Liver, they're showing me. So eating a lot of nutrient food, like they're showing me like food that's easy to digest, fruits, vegetables, like cooked vegetables in a soup. Um, it's going to be good for your body to regenerate. So if some of you are feeling like the change of season maybe is been hard, or cold weather, fill up your body with water, fresh fruits, soups, smoothies if you like it, like easy to digest food. It will regenerate and it will detox your body too. It doesn't mean that you have to go in a fast or you have to do like 5 days of just soups and smoothies. It's not like that. There's no, it's what your body calls upon. Some of you might feel like, oh, I'm going to do 3 days of just having soups and fruit. And some of you will be like once a week or once in a while when you crave it, have it. Um, we're saying there's no extremes in one way or another. It's all about balance. It's about enjoying life and having balance, but also nurturing our body. Sometimes we give energy in our work, in our kids, in our environment, our friendships, but we don't nurture our body, right? Like we feed them what we think is comfort food, and sometimes it's fast food. is greasy food that our body has a hard time digesting. So once in a while it's okay, but like don't make it a habit. And some of you might change the diet because you will be craving certain things in 2025. Come January, some of you might try being vegan or being vegan for a bit or for some days. Some of you might try detoxing your body by removing sugars or removing gluten. Like, I feel like there's a group of you that feel like, okay, 2025, I'm taking care of myself, I'm taking care of my body, I'm going to prioritize those things that are needed for my body. And intuitively, you will know what is right for you. Don't follow a diet that everyone is doing. Ask your soul, ask your heart, is this good for me? This is, oh, I'm so sorry. This is a good habit. This is a good tool to use for many people. Um, Asking our soul, using our soul as a compass, as a yes and a no, or as a North Star or not. So what they're showing me is when you have to ask a question like, do I need to remove sugar? Do I need to remove gluten? Do I need to do this? And it could be about diet or anything else. I'm just giving the example of the food because it's what is coming up. Ask yourself, does it make me contracted or does it make me feel good? Like, okay, I can try this. And it might feel contracted because you might think like, oh, if you're removing gluten, like, what do I eat now? It might be confused, but it's not contracted because your body doesn't want it. It's mentally contracted of like how I make it happen, how I make the family meals. Because now if I'm gluten free, like, do I make the same meals? Do I make different? Where do I start? Am I going to crave it? Those are mental contractions. But your soul, or even your gut, some people, for some of you, is the gut. Your intuition is in your gut. Is like, does this make me feel good? Even if it's difficult logistically, does this make me feel good or not? Does this make my body jump of joy or not? And this you can choose for anything you do. Friends inviting you, meeting friends, connecting with people, social events. Does this make me feel good or not? And again, differentiating the logistic parts of like, how do I make it happen, with your soul saying yes or no, right? And if it's a yes and you say yes, your mind will work it out. You will find a way to do it. But many times, because of our culture, of how we were brought up, or because we don't want to um, upset anyone or make someone feel offended, we say yes when we want to say no. And this month of December and even January, they're asking you to be more conscious of what you say yes. Do yes to things that make you happy. And not everything makes you happy. Like sometimes you have to go to the doctor, it doesn't make you happy, but your body is asking for it. Your body needs it, right? Like it's not all about like bringing joy in the way that sometimes we think about. Is about doing the right thing for your soul, the right thing for your body. You can use this tool, this compass tool, for anything you want. And we are going to continue letting it flood our body. They're going to your hips, your root, down to your thighs, your knees. They're showing me some people have knee problems. For some people is a pain that's been there forever. For some people is flaring up right now. So that's asking to send healing. So you might feel like a spiral of energy in your knee, and we are going to let them work on it. And knees for me is like flexibility moving forward, right? It's all about how we move forward, the decisions where we move forward. When we have a pain in our knee, we kind of like walk a bit wobbly. So our knees are very important. It also allows us to change, to move forward with stronger steps, or like tiptoeing, right? Like depending on the knee movement, how fast or slow, right? When we are running, some of you are runners, so you might just have pain because you've been running, or you're running a new surface, or in a new way, which is normal. So they're just sending healing. But they're bringing that tension because the knee is also how, what we decide how we want to move. It's kind of our ego is here in our knee. And so that just tapping and healing it and releasing the energy that's stuck there. Because sometimes we're afraid. So when I talk about different points, could be physical, right? It could be health related, could be energetic, could be emotional, could be mental. All our bodies are connected. So if I hurt my knee physically, mentally, I'll be like, oh, now I cannot walk. It's difficult to go up and down the stairs. I cannot do this. I cannot do that. My mental is affected. Then my emotional being will be like, I can't do anything, it's always paining. My emotional is affected. My spiritual, I must say, God, why me, right? Like everything is connected. So when I'm talking about any part of the body, you might have the physical pain, or you might have another type of pain. It might translate from one body to another. Just wanted to make that clear. They wanted you to understand that it's not always just physical pain. It could be energetic or spiritual or emotional. So for some of you it's physical, for some of you it's emotional, and is the ego is I've always done it this way, or I always do this. And now there are two ways that people are thinking. One is like, how I do it differently. People are expecting this from me. So, or I always say yes for this, how I will say no, or I always do this, how can I back out of this? Or I always think this way, how do I tell them that I'm thinking differently, right? Like that's one side. And the other side is, I know I want to change something. I don't know what. I don't know why. Like this is coming up, but your ego is concerned because doesn't have clarity. So they're just sending some healing in all the levels. And they're saying everything is going to be okay. With the physical pain, emotional, energetic, it's going to be okay. It's all like what we have to do is listen to it. And if it's physical, give it a rest. Ice it, put a heat pad, warm up before you start running. If it's more mental, of the ego, of like, how do I change things? Like, just that being honest with yourself. Many times we do things because we feel like other people are expecting it, or other people like it this way. But if we talk to them, sometimes we realize that they didn't care. Or even they thought that you liked it. That's why they went along, right? Like sometimes we do things and we compromise ourselves, we assume things. But this end of the year 2025, they're asking you to be more authentic and be honest with the loved ones, your friends, your spouse, your kids, your parents, your family. I feel like doing this. I don't feel like doing this. I want to change things how we are doing. And first be authentic with yourself, right? Like, are you doing it because is, and what that's showing me sometimes is traditions that are passed on, or we always saw it with our parents, so we want to continue doing the same, or society tells us we have to do it. But sometimes it's just things that we have grabbed along the way, and we thought our spouses liked it that way, our kids liked it that way, and that's we continue. And the saying, it's time to be more authentic. Authentic with yourself first, realizing those things that you're like, doesn't bring me joy. I do it for other people. Let me ask them if they also enjoy it. Let me ask them if they are willing to change it a bit. There's a lot of conversations that should happen during the time when we are with family, and Christmas, end of the year, we normally are with a lot of loved ones, right? Like family, friends. Take an opportunity of having those conversations, and it doesn't have to be in the middle of a party. You have this conversation, but you in the middle of party say like, you know what, how we have a coffee another day, like let's chat like one-on-one one day instead of just meeting socially. Because the saying like, you are going to meet new people, you're going to have new beliefs, you're going to have new thought patterns, you're going to have new traditions. But if we don't let go of the old, we are never going to be able to have time, have energy to absorb the new things, right? So sometimes when we let go of some traditions, we now have some free time and we want to have a coffee with a friend, or we want to have a lunch with a friend, or we just want to spend time with the family, right? Maybe you call a friend and say like, have a pile of laundry I need to fold. While I fold it, do you want to come and have a tea with me? You don't have to help me, just be there with me. And there will be traditions like that you'll start next year that are going to fill your soul. There are people coming to you, maybe new people, or maybe people that you already know, but you haven't gotten to know in this way, that are going to fill your soul in different ways, and they're going to expand your mind in different ways. The year of 2025 is all about um, expansion in your mind, in your soul, in your heart. Expansion of like learning new things, accepting new cultures, accepting new beliefs, right? Like knowing that it's not all about right or wrong. Like this humanity has become a lot of like, is either you are for this or you are against this, right? Like you have to have an opinion, you have to choose a side. And this is in religion, in politics, in a lot of things. So we become very divided. And so when we talk to someone, if I'm for something and they are against something, um, we say, I don't want to talk to you. But they might be against something I believe in. They might be for something else without understanding what I am for. And when we talk, they're showing me bridges, right? Like there's some people, not everyone can do this. Sadly, not everyone has the conscious level or the capacity emotionally or mentally to have those conversations. But there's some of you that, well, let's say all of you who are listening to this, you have a different capacity mentally, emotionally, consciously, of being able to see things from other side, right? Like doesn't mean that you have to accept the other side, doesn't mean that you have to agree, but you are able to learn from the other side, and you are able to respect the other person for being on that side, and respect the person even if you don't respect the ideology or the what they are for, right? Like you don't have to fully respect everything if it goes against your values, but respecting the person and the soul they are, right? We need contrast in the world. We need um, darkness to know what light is, right? I feel like I lived in a warm island all my life, and only when I started moving and living in places where are cold, I appreciated the weather in that island, right? We need that contrast to know what we like and to appreciate the things that we have. So they're asking you to just open your mind. Doesn't mean that you have to agree with everyone. Doesn't mean that tomorrow you start accepting everyone. No, you, your loved ones, start with your loved ones, start with your friends, start with the social group. There are people who might go that you might not want to hang out with anymore. Not for anything else, but it doesn't do good to your soul. It maybe irritates you, maybe makes you nervous, maybe makes you cringe, and maybe like it doesn't feel good in your soul. So those people, maybe we need to spend less time with them. Or if we are socially, we cannot avoid them, we spend the minimum amount of time with them. But there are the people who are coming to your life who are going to expand your soul, expand your heart, and expand your mind. Again, doesn't mean that we accept everything as good, and good and bad is our labels, but doesn't mean that we accept everything as truth. You can have your truth and they can have the truth. That doesn't mean that they're a bad person. Maybe they don't understand. Maybe they don't have the capacity. Maybe that's the role in this life, to trigger us so we can know for sure that we are for this. And these are the reasons why. I hope I'm making sense. But if anyone has questions about this later, we can talk about it. But what that's showing me is like the bridges. You are becoming a bridge for certain people. Like we have broken a lot of bridges in the past, or we have not dared to cross the bridge. And now you are becoming a bridger. So the ego, the need, they were saying like it's expansion of all sides, doing things differently, accepting that not everything we do is has to continue. There's always progress and there's always new traditions. And as the family grows, maybe you need something different. So tap into that in what is right for you and for your family. It's going down to your feet, and that energizing actually from the knee to the ankle to all your foot and including your toes. They're wiggling your toes. And the energy they're bringing is of moving forward. Maybe for some of you, this year has flown by. For some of you, at times it felt like time had stopped. It looked like a long year, a tedious year. For some of you, was pause because of certain things were not moving along. There's different energies here. Um, no matter how you felt this year, it feels like you're ready to move forward. 2025, they're bringing energy to your feet is how we move forward, how we step forward. The certainty we move forward, right? Like if our again, if our ankle is broken or sprained, we can't move with that flexibility. We are kind of wobbly. We are taking steps in a weird way. We might not be certain with our steps. So they're energizing all our feet so you can move forward with certainty, with clarity, take the steps that you need to. And moving forward, that's showing me like sometimes we think it's always forward, right? Like it's like a race or a marathon. We need to move forward and there's an end goal. It's not like that. Moving forward just means progressing in life, right? And that could be a step back and two steps forward. It could be a step on the sideway, changing careers, changing friendships, changing your social behavior, the social way that you interact with people. It could be sideways, right? It's a dance. Life is a dance. And as long as we are moving, right, even if we take a step back, even if we think have to change direction, that's progress. That's moving forward. Sometimes we think like moving forward is always straightforward, and they want to remind you, no, just movement, right? Like not being stuck in one place, not just they're saying like thinking that everything goes wrong to you and just staying in one place or thinking that you cannot do anything right. That's not progress. And that those are beliefs that you're ready to release, the saying. So this upcoming year, starting in December, we don't have to wait for January 1st. We move forward with certainty, with clarity. And moving forward could be a dance, could be a step back, could be a looking at the bigger picture and seeing like what we really want to focus on, could be a change in home, in career, in different ways. Many of you are looking for something more, right? Something that fills you. And I want to say spiritually because religion might be a trigger for some people. Or sometimes religion we feel like is this old dogmas, old doctrines, which is not. And spiritual feels lighter. That word feels lighter for this group and for people who are going to be listening. But it's about faith, about trusting the universe, right? Like you want to trust the universe astrologically, or you want to trust a god or a deity or an angel, no matter what you want to believe in, or even in yourself. I always say, like, when we say divine, many people think is like this separate being that's up there in the sky, in the universe. Divine is also the divinity within you, right? You have a beautiful soul. It's the divinity within you. It doesn't have to be external, but that trust and faith is something that you're going to develop, that you're looking to develop consciously or unconsciously. You might not be aware, because it will help you move smoother through life. Again, it's not going to be easier. It's not going to be all happy and happy go lucky and like go. No, it's going to be smoother. It's going to be easier to carry. No matter what situation comes, you will be able to carry it with grace. You will be able to move with a knowing in your heart that you're protected, a knowing in your heart that there's something else happening that you might not know why, but you're trusting, you have faith. And that's going to carry you through 2025 and through your life. So some of you, maybe you need to find that thing that sparks you joy in a spiritual way, right? um, and it doesn't have to be a religion. It could be an eclectic. I'm eclectic. I i love going to temples, Hindu temples. I love going to churches. It feels comforting to me. And maybe because I grew up going to there. I've been to mosque and we prayed. And is I don't see I I do what feels good to my soul. I want to say I don't see the division, but like it's not a division even. It's like it's the divine, right? Like, and the divine is everywhere. It could be within you. It could be in your parents. Maybe you see your parents as those trusty people that have guided into your life, that pure love, and maybe they are your divine. But I feel like in 2025, those who are looking for something, you will develop those relationships, you will grow in that way, and it will carry you in an easier way through life. Life will feel smoother. Even from the outside, people will be like, oh my God, you've gone through so much. You'll be like, yeah, but by the grace of God, I'm good. Oh, yeah, but my parents have been there unconditionally, and that's all the support I need. Oh, I have my circle of friends who have supported me in a way that I couldn't have imagined, right? People from outside won't understand how you are so calm, or how you feel that grace, how you're carrying yourself with grace. And you can explain it to them, right? Like you can tell them, or you can keep it to yourself, but it will be good for you to have something. So if something calls your attention, if someone invites you to a meeting or to go to church, to pray together, to an interfaith reunion, to just do something that fills your soul in that way. It doesn't have to be religious or spiritual, but that's what I'm saying. Or maybe like just spending some time with your parents and thanking them and getting a hug, getting the blessings. Maybe that's all you need. Look for those moments in 2025, because they will carry you with grace and will carry you with um, kind of what they're showing me is like how I see the palm of the divine of God, and they're carrying me, right? Like there will be ups and downs, like you're in a plane, there'll be ups and downs, but within the plane, you are safe, right? Even turbulence going outside, within the plane, the pilot is skilled to take you to your destination. So there might be some ups and downs, but overall, you are safe, you're protected. I hope that makes sense. And if you have questions also about that, you can ask me. And I want you to take a few deep breaths in and out, letting all these messages be absorbed in your body, in all your bodies, energetic, spiritual, emotional, physical, mental. And know, have this peace of mind that even if you don't remember all the messages, at the right time, they will spark again in your head. Or maybe you listen to this recording again and you remember, oh, yeah, this might be for me. And again, some of the messages might not be something that is happening to you right now, might happen in the future, or maybe it's for someone else. So just take what it resonates for you. And I'm going to thank your team of lights. I saw Moana 2 with my children yesterday, and there's a scene in Moana 2, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone. But if you see Moana 2, there's a moment, I don't want to spoil it, so I don't know how much to say, but our teams of light are right now around us, and they're blessing us, and they're protecting us, and they're here to guide you. So listen to them. Again, everyone can hear them. You can communicate them. Some people can hear it, like can hear words. Some people see it, some people feel it. There are different ways, but you can communicate with them, and they're here for your highest and best and to protect you. And they're here in a circle around us, saying they're here to protect you, and they're here to guide you, and they're here to energize you so you can move forward with certainty, with clarity, with peace in mind, peace in your soul, peace in your body. I'm going to thank them for being here, for being so clear, so communicative, and for being here with so much unconditional love that I wish you could all feel it. I hope you could all feel it, I should say. Um, it's like a very soft, loving energy. It's like a loving guide, a loving parent guiding you through life. And I'm going to thank my team of light for allowing me to be a channel. So, to connect you with your team of light, to guide you, to give you the messages they have, to be able to channel the healing they wanted to provide for you, and for allowing me to be of service. And I want to thank each of you for taking the time, for being here live or even in the recording. I know it's busy times. I know everyone is all around the world. So I want to thank you for hearing the call from your soul and being here. I appreciate it so very much. Now I just want you to take a few deep breaths in. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.